Hi, this is Nana Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, September 25th, 2017. Looking at precipitation over the past 24 hours, it was quite wet across the northern part of Utah and into southeastern Idaho. However, there was not too much lightning associated with any of the storms over the past 24 hours. We're getting to the time of year where we're talking about snowfall, and we have seen quite a bit of snowfall over the past 72 hours across the Great Basin. You can see the map on the right shows our 72-hour snowfall, and you can see some of the higher elevations did receive quite a bit of snow. Over the past 24 hours, much of that precipitation has been across portions of northern Utah, far southeastern Idaho, and western Wyoming. So definitely changing seasons. Fire activity has been quite minimal across the Great Basin. We have 3 new fires with 108 ongoing fires across the area. Precipitation has really picked up across the area over the past 7 days. You can see much of the northern part of the Great Basin is well above normal as far as precipitation, looking at the past week. It's interesting to look back 30 days and see, that it was quite a bit drier in the 30-day period. We've really moistened up and seen quite a pattern shift over the past 7 days. However, things have remained rather dry across portions of northwestern Nevada and areas further south and east across the Great Basin. With all of this cooler, wetter weather, it is no surprise that ERCs are generally below the 50th percentile across the Great Basin. Even across areas that haven't seen as much rain, the ERCs are still really low because temperatures have dropped significantly across the area over the past week. The satellite this morning shows low pressure system moving to the northeast, moving out of the Great Basin. This is a system that brought us all of the exciting weather of the past few days, and that is making its way out of the area. So for today, we're looking at a little bit of moisture lingering across the northern part of the Great Basin, but not too much in the way of showers and thunderstorms across the area. Looking at winds today, they're expected to be quite light. We could see some pockets of gustier winds across the southern part of the Great Basin. Minimum relative humidities pictured on the right will be quite high across the majority of the area. As we move into Tuesday, we continue to see that northerly flow across the area. That'll keep temperatures from rebounding too quickly. Winds will be quite light again on Tuesday across much of the Great Basin, with high relative humidities across much of the area. As we move into Wednesday, we start to see some drier air make its way into the western part of the Great Basin, and moisture increasing across the southeast. We could start to see some showers with this moisture on Wednesday afternoon across the southeastern part of the area. We'll also see another day of light winds and really generally high relative humidities across at least the eastern part of the Great Basin. And you can see in southeastern Utah where that moisture is expected on Wednesday, pretty high relative humidities for Wednesday afternoon. So looking at precipitation over the next 3 days, really any areas in the Great Basin that will see precipitation will be across southeastern Utah, and it could be some pretty significant amounts. You can see that bullseye of 1.65 inches across southern southeastern Utah for the next 3 days. As we move into Thursday, we keep that moisture hanging in place across the east with the drier air across the west. That begins to change on Friday, though, as models are suggesting that another storm system will brush by to the north of the Great Basin. So we will start to see some moisture increasing across the north on Friday. That will continue into Saturday with that storm system crossing the far northern part of the Great Basin, bringing some increased moisture to the northeast. And we continue to see that moisture in place somewhat across the Great Basin on Sunday across the north with drier conditions to the south. So looking at precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see again that bulk of moisture that we're expecting across southeastern Utah over the next 3 days, with some increased potential for precipitation across the northeast beyond that 3-day period. Finally, looking at the 8 to 14-day outlook, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures across much of the southern 2/3 of the Great Basin, with above normal precipitation across the north. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen here, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.